you ready for a story?
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you ready for a story?
Oh yeah.
Okay. This time I think we'll go gentle on you, okay? 'Cause that was a wee bit. Oh, I didn't. Okay. So this is a story. It's a wee bit spooky, but it's okay. It's fine. It's a nice one to kind of finish on. And then after the story, we'll have a break. And then there's music. Stay for the music, because the music is fantastic. And then you just can go back to your bed. It's fine. It's okay. All right. Woo. Woo. I think he's coming with you. So, this is a story from Scotland. All right. And it's a story about a man, and his name was Hamish. Right, so Hamish is a very Scottish name, it's called Hamish. And Hamish lived beside a wee kind of lake, there, a wee loch there in Scotland. And he had a little cottage. And Hamish, he loved fish. Okay, he really loved fish. And in the morning he would have a mackerel for his breakfast. Okay. For his lunch he'd have, I don't know, poached salmon and custard, whatever you have. And for his tea, he'd have, I don't know, a big bit of trout or something, okay? He loved fish. Especially fish that whistled. That was lovely, yeah. So, he had his fish. And at night time when he went to bed, he would turn on the BBC fishing report, and he would listen to the accounts of the fishing reports, and all these kind of things. And he was a fisherman as well, he was on a little fishing boat. But the problem with Hamish was, even though he loved fish, he was very much part of the fish culture, he was a really bad fisherman. He was the worst fisherman in Scotland. And this story is about something that happened. It's a bit spooky what happened. And it made him go from being the worst fisherman in Scotland to the greatest fisherman. But it was a scary thing, so hang in there, okay? Hold on to each other, alright? So one day in Scotland, sometimes the winter can come on really fast. So one day, it's winter time. It's a nice warm day, it's kind of a warm day in winter. He's got his little boat on the loch there, okay, on the loch is his boat. And he goes to bed, he dreams about fish, falls asleep. But in the night, the temperature plummeted, it was really, 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 really cold. And the water in the loch froze over. And do you know when water gets so cold, if you touch it, your skin peels off, it's so cold with the ice? Well, the whole lake was like a block of ice. And in the morning, the sun came up and the ice melted. And when it melted, it left behind the ice, it burned a hole in Hamish's boat. A big hole. And the boat sank, as boats and holes do. So Hamish woke up the next day, he had his mackerel custard breakfast, and he went to see his boat, and he went, "Oh, where's my boat?" The boat wasn't there, and he was very upset. And so he's a wee rope there, the boat had been tied to a rock. So he pulls the rope, and out pops the boat. And he's got a big hole in the boat, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, my boat's got a big hole in it. Oh dear, what am I going to do?" I have to point out, Hamish takes a bit of time to think things through in this story, okay? What am I going to do? Oh, I need to get a bit of wood, and I can fix the hole in my boat. And he's scratching his head. I don't have any wood, he thinks. And he thought to himself, I know what I'll do. Up the hill there, at the top of the hill, is the deep, dark forest. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll go up the hill and I'll step into the deep, dark forest. And I'll look for a bit of wood there. I'll look for a branch or a trunk. I'll pull it down the hill, I'll saw it up, and I'll fix my boat. Nothing will go wrong. Okay? Nothing will go wrong. So he puts on his boots and his jacket, and he heads up the hill, and he steps into the deep, dark forest. And oh my goodness, it was deep, okay? Not like thoughtfully deep, I mean, I'm just like deep. And it was dark. And it was a forest, okay? And he's in there! And he'd no sooner stepped in than suddenly clouds came. And he got even darker, okay? Even darker in the deep, dark forest. And then the wind came up, and the wind was going, it was a wave as well, it was a wave. There was an army there. And also, and the storms and everything's fantastic. And then, my goodness, snow came, okay? And the snow was wafting, and it was taking all these phantasmagorical shapes, like ghosts and like poor Katie here, kind of. And so he's in there, and he's inside the deep dark forest with the wind going. Oh my goodness, and the phantasmagorical shapes of the snows, and and maybe a wolf howled. Thinking, oh my goodness, but he keeps walking on because he's determined he's going to find about wood. And he's walking on, it's getting colder and colder, and more phantasmagorical shapes and wind and all that, and he's getting more further and further on. And then he thinks to himself, oh no, this isn't working, and he's starting to get a wee bit perturbed. So he decides, that's it, I'm not going to go any further into the deep dark forest. I'm going to go home. So he turned around, okay? I got a shock. It was a shock. For the path that he'd been following had vanished. And suddenly poor Hamish realised he was lost, profoundly lost inside a deep, dark forest. With wind. And a wolf. And phantasmagorical shapes wafting about. And he's thinking, oh my dearie me, this is not good. And he's standing there with a wee bit of that moment. And then he looked and he looked, and then suddenly, oh thank goodness, in the distance, he saw a light. Okay.
That's never good.
Never good. We may have just struck with something very important here. I'm just going to say it. If you're inside a deep dark forest and you're lost and the trees are going, whoa, and there's fantastical shapes and you're a bit nervous and you see a light, what do you not do? Don't go to the light. Hamish, what did Hamish do? He went to the light and it took him ages. He went through thorns and all sorts. He was all cut and bruised and battered. It took ages. And finally got to the light. And the light was in the window of a wee crooked cottage. A wee crooked cottage in the middle of a deep, dark forest. Hamish went, this is fantastic. And he tapped the door. And the door opened. And inside the door was a wee old lady. She had a black pointy hat. The skin was green. Okay, there was warts on the skin. Black clothes. Kind of like goth on a bad night, you know what? And she looks up and she goes, hello, Hamish. Hamish goes, you know my name? Oh yes, Hamish. I know all about you. Hamish went, that's fantastic! Fantastic, he says. Do you know I'm lost? Oh yes. Could you phone me a taxi? She went, no, Hamish. We don't have a telephone, and we don't have broadband, and we don't have Snapchat. I tell you what, Hamish, why don't you come into the house, and me and my two sisters will look after you. Hamish went, oh, fantastic, of course, thank you very much. And he stepped into the house, closed the door behind him. Fantastic. And he was in the house. Was this a good thing?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
It was an Airbnb.
Is it Airbnb? Yes, we're reviewing it. Okay, so he's in the house, and the wee old woman says, come and meet my sisters. And took him to the kitchen. In the kitchen was two more wee old ladies with black pointy hats, green skin, and they both looked up and went, hello, Hamish. Hamish said, this is fantastic. There's three wee old ladies with black pointy hats and green skin and know my name. This is wonderful. Oh, Hamish, we know all about you. We know you love your fish. We made your lovely fish soup. Hamish went, fantastic. fantastic. He ate up all the soup. Oh, it was lovely. When he's finished, the old lady said, "Now, Hamish, we know you're lost, so you can stay here tonight and we'll take you back to your house tomorrow. There's a spare room, you can sleep in the bed." Hamish went, "That's fantastic." And they went, "But however, Hamish, there is one condition." Hamish went, "Aye, what's that?" "Hamish, listen to us, come, we'll show you the room." So they took him to the room. There's a big duvet there, a big bed with a duvet on it. Went, "You can sleep here. But Hamish, see that cupboard at the very bottom of the room? Do not go in the cupboard. Whatever you hear nor see tonight, I think you hear nor see, do not go in the cupboard, Hamish." Hamish went, of course, I would never even think of it, I just want to sleep." "All right, Hamish, night." Hamish, the wee old lady's leaves, takes his boots off, takes his jacket off, gets under the duvet, pulls the duvet up, and he's falling asleep. And he's lying there having a wee snooze, and he's feeling very relaxed, and he falls asleep, and then suddenly he hears a noise, and the noise is, and he opens his eyes, and one of the wee old ladies is stepping by the bed. And she wakes her way up to the cupboard, and she opens the cupboard. She looks in, she takes off her black hat, she throws her hat away, she reaches in, she takes out a red pointy hat, she sticks it on her head, and she shouts out, "Off to London!" And the next thing she begins to float in the air. And she's floating in the air, then she starts turning around like this. Woo! Then she goes faster and faster and faster and faster. And there's sparks and lights and lasers and all sorts of special effects come off like a horror movie. Woo! And next thing there's a mighty boom, and she vanishes. And Hamish is like, "Oh!" Head under the duvet. And then he head again. And he looks, and it's the second wee old lady. And she walks by the bed, she goes up to the cupboard, she opens the cupboard, she takes out her black hat, she throws the black hat, she reaches in, she gets out a red pointy hat, she sticks it on her head, she shouts out, "Off to London!" And she leapt up, and the next thing she's floating there, and she's spilling around faster and faster and faster, and there's sparks and there's lights and special effects, and boom! She vanishes! And Hamish is like, "Ooh!" Head up to the duvet. And of course, he looks, and it's the third wee old lady. She walks by, she goes up to the cupboard, she opens the cupboard. She throws off her hat. She reaches in, she gets out a third red hat, and she sticks it on her head. "Off to London!" And she jumps in the air, she whirls around faster and faster and faster, and there's lasers and sparks and lights and special effects, and all sorts, boom! Vanishes. Hamish is like, "Oh, dearie me!" But you know that way, when something kind of freaks you out, it also kind of awakens a bit of a curiosity in you. And Hamish was an advocate. You've been there. Fine, yes. It can lead you to wonderful places, but it can lead you to some strange places as well. So, Hamish is lying there, the curiosity's on him. He's thinking, "I'm going to have a look at the cupboard. I'm not going to open the cupboard. No. I'm just going to look at the cupboard." So he gets out of bed, puts his boots on, his jacket, because it's very cold. And he kind of goes up to the cupboard and he looks at the cupboard. He's thinking, "That's a fine cupboard. Nice frame in the cupboard there. Nice bit of wood." He turns around to go back to the bed. And as he turns around, his elbow clips the handle. And the door opens. Opened by itself. And Hamish said, "Ah, that's curious. It opened by itself. I didn't open it. So, do no harm to look in." And he looked in, and inside was one more red hat. And Hamish took the red hat, he stuck it on his head, and he shouted out, "Off to London!" And the next thing was up in the air, whoa! And it's floating around, whoa! And he starts spinning. Ah, faster. Ah! And next thing, whoa! He takes off and he's flying over Scotland. Ah! His face like, ah! 4 times. And he's going so fast, he loses consciousness. Okay, loses consciousness. Oh, genie man. And then he opens his eyes. Oh, okay, he opens his eyes. And he looks about. And he looks about, and he sees he's in a pub. Okay, and he's in a pub. And he's sat at a table there. And he's looking about the pub. The folk are kind of dressed funny. And there's no lights, there's all kind of candles and stuff. And he's thinking, it's like a dress night. Kind of people are dressing up, something's going on, fine, grand. And he looks across the table, and sat across the table from him was his 3 wee old ladies. And one of them lifted her finger and said, Hamish, you've been in the cupboard. No, you've got the red hat. All right, sorry. I was a bit curious, I'm really, really sorry. And the wee old ladies looked up and said, Hamish, for disobeying us and for going into the cupboard, we are going to punish you. And Hamish looked at the wee old ladies, and part of them now I think is starting to figure out there's something a bit strange about him. You know what he says? These drinks. I'm just going to take some of the drink here and think about this, because I'm having issues with you 3, you green skin, the black hats, or you will red hats now. Hold on. Looks at him. He's going, you really don't need to punish me. We do. This is your punishment. Your punishment is this. We are going to order a flagon of whiskey and 4 glasses. And you will have to drink the whiskey with us. And when the whiskey is all drank, you will pay for the whiskey. Hamish went, oh, that's my punishment. Oh, that's a terrible punishment. Well, I guess I'll have to do it. So they called for a big flagon of whiskey and 4 glasses, and the whiskey's poured out. And Hamish is drinking the whiskey. He's taking a big glass of whiskey, he's getting very happy. The wee witches, with the wee woman, they're drinking wee bits of whiskey. They're just filling up wee bits and having wee sips. And they're kind of looking at Hamish going, The Hamish, he's drinking away the whiskey and he's full of, and he's singing and he's getting happy. He's going, oh, it's so nice, you let me loose. And he's having a great time. And finally, the whiskey is all drank. Okay? And the 3 old ladies look at Hamish and go, Hamish, we are now going back to Scotland. You pay for the whiskey. No problemo! I'll be very happy to do that. He's very happy, drunk. So the wee old ladies put their red hats on their heads and they all go back to Scotland. And the next thing, the wee old ladies start to float in the air. And they're floating in the air and they're starting to turn round and round and round, faster and faster and faster and faster. And there's lights coming at them and sparks coming at them. And as they're floating and sparking and all that's going on, everybody in the pub's looking round and they're all going, oh, slow-mo, what? And they're floating faster and faster and there's a mighty boom, and they vanish. At which point the whole bar runs over and they run over to Hamish and Hamish said, just let me pay. He's bringing out his money and the barman said, what sort of money is that? It's just to pay for this. And they're going, who are you? And suddenly Hamish realises they're all speaking with London accents. He's thinking, oh, I actually have flown to London. And he's going to live there. Okay. He says, it's okay. It's just my 3 friends they've flown back to Scotland. And the barman goes, they flew? Your friends can fly? Your friends are witches? And she went, no, I can fly too. At which point they all jumped to the top of Hamish. Witch, they cried, witch, Scottish witch. And they start tying him up. And suddenly Hamish realises he hasn't just went to London. He's went to London 500 years ago. And in London 500 years ago, if you were a witch, they'd kill you. If you were Scottish, they'd kill you. If you were a Scottish witch, they'd kill you a few times over just to make damn sure, okay? don't even mention the Irish witches on it. Just don't even mention it. You drag him, they tie him up, take him to the jail, and there comes the judge. And the judge says, Hamish, you've been found. Oh, take your boots off, take your jacket off, take his hat off, of course. Throw him in there, the jail, and the judge comes and says, Hamish, you've been found guilty of being Scottish and a witch. Tomorrow we're going to execute you at dawn, first thing. Slam the door shut. Hamish is lying there going, oh. He's lying there. And the next day, the jail door opens. There stands the executioner, big executioner, big black mask thing on. And she's going to stand in there, executioner. She says, okay, Hamish, we're going to kill you now. But you really don't have to. Yes, we do. She says, however, says the executioner, I tell you what, Hamish, we're going to execute you, because you're Scottish and you're a witch, and you have to be executed. However, Hamish, we won't have it said the people of London aren't sophisticated and cultured. What we're going to do is let you pick the manner of your death. And she went, what? Yeah, we can behead you. The beheading's very quick, but it's very messy, you know, oh my goodness, mess everywhere. Or we can hang you. The hanging's a bit painful, but you know, you'll be up nice and high, you'll see like all the kind of sights there. Oh, kind of nice. Or we can tie you to a stake and burn you. We can burn you. Burning's very painful. But this we've got a special thing going, we have a barbecue, there'll be fire. We have a really nice send-off. So Hamish, how do you want to die? Hamish looked to the executioner. And I tell you what, if I am to die, I want to die like a Scottish lord. I want to die looking down on you. So hang me, so I can look down on you. But before you hang me, give me back my boots. Give me back my jacket. And give me back my red hat. And the executioner said, okay, we'll get all that sorted when we get to the scaffold. So they drag him through London, folk are throwing things at him. Witch! Scottish person, witch! And they get him to the scaffold. And they get him to the scaffold, he's standing on the trapdoor. And they put the noose around his neck. He says, give me back my boots. Put the boots on. They tighten the noose. Give me back my jacket. Put the jacket on. And just as they're about to pull the handle and hang him, he says, give me back my red hat. They put the red hat on his head. And just then they're about to pull the lever, and he shouts out, back to Scotland! And he jumps up there and he whacks round faster and faster and faster and faster, sparks and lasers and all sorts, and whoop, boom, he's flying through the air. He takes off, he loses consciousness. And then he comes to, he's got a bit of a sad heat on him, and he comes to, and he opens his eyes. And he's back in Scotland. He's at the beach. There's his wee house there, and he's looking, and there's his boat with a hole in it. He's thinking, oh my goodness, it must all have been a very strange dream. You know, his throat was a bit sore. And he stood up, and he looked down, and beneath his feet was the trap door he'd been standing on in London. And he looked at the trap door. Oh my goodness, it was all real. There's the trap door. And he's looking at the trap door. And then he looks at his boat. And the hole in his boat and the trap door. Would you look at that? Just a piece of wood I needed all the time. Yes, hammer and nails, bang, 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 bang. And he fixed them on. But because the wood was magic, when he went out to go fishing, he caught more fish than he'd ever caught in his entire life. And that, ladies and gentlemen, an absolutely true story.